Hi guys, Senko Prepper here. Just want to do a video on an interesting subject to me, and that is knives. Now I have a picture of my EDC knives here. Depending on the day and what I'm wearing, what I'm doing on that day, I'll carry one of the three on the left. Those are cold steel Voyagers with a Tonto tip. I just kind of I like the look of it. I like using them. So those are the ones that I select. Now, the one on the right is my wife's, actually, her EDC. She carries this one in her purse most of the time. She has other knives too. Actually, when I first met my wife, she had a whole bunch of knives. And she is really more of a knife person. She is much more likely to stab you than to shoot you. Either way, not going to be good. But anyway, so I wanted to do a video on knives. I know a lot of people gravitate more towards the firearms. I know a lot of people start their prepper channels out with firearms. And I'm sure I'll do some. I don't want to call them reviews, but I'll talk about the firearms that I have and maybe a few that I'm hoping to get pretty soon. But the three at the front here, one's a medium, one's a large, one's an extra large. I actually bought the extra large first because I thought maybe having a big knife, sometimes bigger better. So I went ahead and got it. And when I got it, I did use it for an EDC, but it was a little too big. So I went ahead and ordered the medium size because I kind of figured that I have medium sized hands. And so I ordered that one. It came in and it was a little bit too small. So I decided, well, one's too small, one's too big. Maybe I just get the large and the one in the middle, and I got that one, and that's the one I carry more often now, and that's kind of the second one from the left there. I enjoy it. I enjoy having a knife. It's very handy and if you do carry a knife, a pocket knife, it comes in handy a lot. And it comes in handy for just cutting different things. I've even cut steaks with mine. If I didn't, I remember we were at a barbecue one time, and the plastic forks and knives just weren't cutting it, literally. So I decided to just go ahead and bust out my knife and use that. So it worked out pretty well. So a deluge of uses for it. But one thing that I did not, or that I just wasn't comfortable with, is I really wasn't that proficient when it came to knife fighting. Now, when I was in the Marine Corps, they do introduce you to knife fighting. They do kind of, show you how to disarm a person or how to stab a person, how to slice a person. So, depending on, what type of training you went through, the troop handlers you had at MCT or maybe in boot camp, you got varying, types of training with knives. And the knife that we used in the Marine Corps was called a K-bar. Though for those of you that aren't familiar with it, I believe they might even use them in the Army and other armed forces around the world. So that's the knife that we use now. That's a fixed blade. These are obviously pocket knives that fold out. These are folding knives. So anyway, I wasn't that proficient at knife fighting, other than the little bit that we got when we were in the Marine Corps. So I thought, if I ever find myself in a situation where I need to use a knife, I at least want to have at least a decent idea and a decent amount of confidence that I'm going to come out okay. So I went ahead and at first I kind of watched some YouTube videos, kind of more out of philosophy, really more than anything. So I contacted some people that were fairly proficient with knives in the local area. So they gave me some pointers. So I've been practicing. I can't say that I'm training. I fortunately just don't have the time, but they do give me little activities to do. And I do them. Sometimes I even do them in the car. So anyway, it was just something that that I thought that I was a little bit weak in, and I just wanted to improve. So now, after getting some training, I feel much more confident now with a knife in my hand than I did before. There's different, not to get too far into it, and I'm certainly no expert, so I don't want to sit here and go off on, on what I've learned, but, there's certain stances you want to have, certain hand placements you want to have. We use a kind of it's called a pyramid, that kind of how you slice. the different directions that you kind of maneuver the weapon. You kind of doing it kind of in a pyramid motion. So, up and down, side to side. Some would call it, like a 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock, things like that. And as you get more and more comfortable, get to a little bit of muscle memory, you can get tighter with your pyramid. And then that just means that you can become a little more proficient with the knife. So I'm really beginning, but like I said, maybe beginning to intermediate, I guess you can say. But I definitely see a weak point in my preps, and that is myself. Okay, so I wanted to learn how to knife fight a little bit in the event that I might need to use it, and also. The other reason isn't so much for an SHTF or WROL scenario, but I live in California, and the county that I live in is almost impossible to get a concealed carry. So I just thought, look, if I can't carry a gun, and I certainly don't want to pull it out if I think the other individual has a firearm. I mean, in that case, I'm probably going to run, get out of there as quickly as I possibly can. But if I'm in a situation, and with the type of work that I do, that certainly is possible that I might find myself in a situation that where a person may want to try and do harm to me, that I can pull out my knife very quickly. I can deploy the knife, and I can effectively, hopefully use it to the point where I can defend myself and get home alive to my family. So anyway, knives are definitely something to think about in an SHTF scenario for various uses. But like my firearms video that I did just a couple days ago, you really want to get proficient with whatever weapon that you have. In this case, in this video, we were talking about a knife, okay? Now, I am not where I need to be, okay? Definitely not. But I know that I need to become better. And I think that's half the battle right there. Just knowing that you need to get a little bit better at something. Now, I don't plan on getting in a knife fight on a daily basis, but I do want to get to the point where I feel like I'm 100% comfortable. I'm pretty comfortable now, but there's still certain things I need to learn, certain habits I need to. That's really the big thing, and it really annoys me is certain habits that I have. With a knife, like for instance, in the Marine Corps, they teach reverse grip, which is not the way that I'm being taught now. So, but anyway, that's another video. Just certain things that I need to take care of and get better at in order to be to the level that I want to be. And I don't necessarily want to be an expert, but I do want to feel comfortable. So, like I said, goes back to what I said before: becoming proficient with the weapon of your choice, even if it's a knife. Just kind of wanted to kind of talk about a little bit about what I'm doing. Wanted to see if maybe anybody else out there was doing the same thing. Maybe some pointers you can give me. I would really appreciate that. If you could post a video about it, that'd be great too. Or possibly maybe we can get a dialogue going about different things as far as it goes, knife fighting and maybe knives in general. Although that's not the purpose of the video. I don't really care what kind of knife you get. I'm not going to go spend $1 bazillion on a knife. Okay, I mean I just don't use it that often. So but definitely something, like I said, something that's important in an SHTF scenario. And I don't think a lot of people, at least I haven't seen a lot of videos, in the community that really talk about knife fighting and getting proficient with knives. So anyway, appreciate the time. Please comment. If you want to upload a video, show me what you know. That'd be great. I'd really, really, really appreciate that. Any type of help would be great. And thank you very much. We'll talk to you soon.